You're listening to American Slacker Podcast with Matt Gertz and Jesse Landers.
Welcome to another episode of American Slacker Podcast. I'm Matthew.
And I'm Jesse.
And today we're going to start it off a little different. Usually we do our intro after a little briefing, but today we got a long introduction story we're going to cover.
Instead of making you guys sit through 10 minutes of me talking and then telling you hey, this is what you're listening to, we figured we'd let you know up front today. So the story we got for you, I recently went down to Los Angeles. My sister was visiting, and she wanted to see the city and see the sights, She'd never been there before. Last time she came out here, we went to San Francisco, so this time she wanted to see some LA stuff. It was pretty cool. We enjoyed ourselves. We ran into a couple of situations while we were down there, though, which is why I thought it would be a good thing to bring up on the podcast. Now, I've been using Airbnb a couple times that I've gone on vacation and stuff.
Yeah, you used it in Korea, right?
Yeah, and that was awesome. It worked out perfectly there.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to check it out the next time I travel. I mean, it beats going to a hotel room. I mean, isn't it generally cheaper?
Yeah, for the most part.
And it's a lot better than some skeevy hotel room that you'll probably get for a bargain on an online deal.
And you can always message the person who manages their location, and they'll be able to tell you stuff to do in the area. So it's like getting a concierge with it too, which is really nice.
Yeah, the inside knowledge of the location.
Yeah, exactly. And most people are really receptive on the app and whatnot. So I'm gonna say Korea was 1. And I would say Los Angeles was a half. So I'm giving it a 0.5. It's not a whole. I'm not going to say I'm 1-0 with Airbnb. I'm going to say I'm 1.5 right now out of 2.
Yeah, from what you've briefly told me, it's quite an awkward experience you had here.
Yeah, so we're staying in the Hollywood area, and it's a little studio type place. And the place itself was really nice, but we had trouble with the keys when we first got into the building. There was a little trick you had to do in order to make the door open, and it was the key lock was stuck a little bit, so you had to kind of jiggle it. Now
had to give it the Ace Ventura jiggle.
Yeah, yeah, and there was no way that I would have known that. I was never told about that part. So the first time we were trying to get in, I had the door opened by a post office worker, so that was just convenient that we were able to actually get into the building the first time. But then after we put our bags down and checked the place out, which again, really, really nice place, we fucking leave, and I'm all right, I want to test the keys before we leave because I don't want to come back really late and not be able to get in. So I'm sitting there testing the keys, trying to make it work, and there's this lady eyeing me, and I'm
giving you the eye, huh?
Yeah, and I'm she looks creeped out by what I'm doing. So I was do you know how to get this open? It's not working with the key that I have. And she's oh, this is it's a trick only for tenants. And I was oh, okay.
What kind of shit is that?
Well, I mean, I guess it's extra security, if anything.
That's some ghetto security is what that is.
Right? You gotta Fonzie the lock.
Yeah, it's not it's some fucking fingerprint reader.
It only works if you're wearing a leather jacket and have slick back hair.
You gotta have a can of WD-40 and a crowbar on you at all times.
So this lady is a little creeped out, and she calls the handyman over, and he's kind of showing me the trick how to do it. But they're definitely weirded out, and they're where are you staying? And I told them the room I was in, and they're oh, that's so-and-so's place. And I'm yeah, I know her. And they're oh, how do you know her? And I'm I just know her. And they showed me the trick on how to get in. after like me trying it 3 or 4 times. And then we left, and they were visibly like weirded out. My girlfriend had mentioned the Airbnb is like how we knew the girl. So they were, I don't know if they even knew what Airbnb was, but I assume that these people were like the management. So we leave, we went to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, which was fucking awesome. I love going there. I've gone there every time I've gone to LA, which is twice so far, but every time I've gone there, made it a point. We go out, we do a couple things, and then we come back and we don't really encounter anyone because it's kind of late, and I managed to like jiggle the lock and get it myself. We let ourselves in and we go to sleep for the night. The next day we left and we went to The Price is Right.
Yeah. We actually had thrown a post up about it because it was quite the interesting thing you got to do.
Yeah, we put it up on our Instagram, I believe.
Yeah, Instagram and Facebook. Yep. I got a kick out of it.
Check our
Come on down.
Check our Instagram out, American Slacker Podcast on Instagram. Yeah, so
I haven't watched it since Bob Barker. I'm not gonna lie.
Drew Carey's the host now, and I dig it because I used to watch the Drew Carey show.
Okay. Yeah, he's a funny guy, so I could definitely dig. It's probably got an interesting spin on it now.
He was super nice, but so like the way it works is they have 2 tapings per day, and they do an 8:30 and like a 12:30. So that you have to show up there at either in the 8:30 in the morning or 12:30 in the morning. I figured, all right, this is gonna take a little while, so we should go to the early one.
Yeah.
So we go to the 8:30 one. We're there at 8:30. There's a whole bunch of people lined up. You have to like fill out a little form, and then you're sitting there, and then they kind of start shuffling people through to take pictures, which they then like sort of like Disney try and sell to you, you know.
Yep.
Do it against the green screen, put you like against the with the wheel from the one you get to spin. So
yeah.
They're doing all that. They're writing the name tags. It's taken a while. There's a little gift shop too. Everything was overpriced there though, so I didn't buy anything.
I'm sure, as every studio is.
I wanted to get the because it took place at CBS Studios, and they had like they're the ones with like Survivor and Big Bang Theory and Price is Right, and I believe Let's Make a Deal is also there. So so they have a whole bunch of shows, and they had a whole bunch of merchandise. I wanted to get the Survivor bandana thing, but it was like $28. I was like, fuck that.
Fuck that. You'll find it on Amazon for like $10.
Yeah, right. So we go through the whole process. They write out our names on the little like Price is Right name tags, which we got to keep, which is kind of a cool souvenir. Which this will come in play. My Price is Right name tag comes into play later. So we after like 3 hours or so, 3.5 hours, they're like, all right, we're gonna be like taking people in like, you know, another hour. We're like, fuck, man. They're like, but there is a there is a snack bar down there, but it's cash only, so I hope you've made friends if you only have cards.
Oh,
I was like,
nice.
Wow. Fucking, we luckily had stopped over at the Grove, which is like a farmer's market type of place, and there was a lady that made a lady from Texas that made bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches for us. I was like, can you do them like bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches? And she's like, sure. You want on like a hamburger bun? I'm like, you got anything else? And she's like, I got French rolls. I'm like, that'll work. Okay, it's a very East Coast
doable
thing.
Yeah.
So we had those still, and we were snacking on those to not have to buy the jacked up prices of the burritos or whatever they were hawking down at the snack bar there. And another hour goes by, and it was nice because they had like other like past episodes of The Price is Right playing on screens, so you could sort of get your Price is Right knowledge going and get your head in the game.
Yep. Pre-game your shit.
Now, before this whole snack bar thing, I should have mentioned this. They had an area where they took people in, probably like 25 or 20 people at a time, after everyone had their name tags, and a producer would come by and like say the person's name on their name tag and ask them what they do, where they're from, why they're coming to the Price is Right. And that's how they sort of pick people, is what it seems.
Yeah, based on the backstory of them.
Backstory,
Something glamorous.
what they're wearing, how excited they are, that kind of stuff. But it's funny because it turns out I remember a person to the left of me got picked to go up, and people to the right of me got picked to go up from my group. So it was like,
oh fuck!
It's like, oh man, so close. I guess I'm not Price is Right material.
But you
you
gotta hit him with a sob story. Go back, hit him with a real hard sob story.
Right? Got to just make something up. Well, I think the T-shirts definitely help too. And and I think if you're a returning person, it's a long process. It ended up taking like 5.5 hours total. We went in at 8:30. We got out at like 2. But
oh wow.
It was fun. It was exhausting. It felt like being at a concert. You know how you're like cheering and everything. They want you cheering through the entire thing.
Of course.
And it was cool as someone who like enjoys like television and TV production and video production, like seeing all of the moving parts of how something like that works. The studio is a bit smaller than like it looks on TV. They're really good at like doing the angles so that it looks a lot bigger than it is.
Yeah, wide angling and whatnot.
And a lot of set changes. It's really cool.
Oh, that's neat. They have like on wheels and push them in and out and whatnot.
Yeah,
The system.
They're able to sort of just move these gigantic pieces of the set like in and out with like in a matter of minutes.
And you never see that on the actual air.
Right.
That's cool.
If you want to watch the episode that I'm going to be on, it's on February 24th is when it comes out.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I'm sitting on... okay, so if you're on the stage, I would be stage right. All the way on the right side, literally against the wall. So you might not see me. But I was yipping like a coyote.
I'm sure we'll hear you.
Shout out to the Court Street Coyotes. That's my buddies from college. So I was doing the Court Street Coyote howl. That was
there you go,
representing down there. But it was funny because like between the different takes and stuff, Drew Carey would like address the crowd and talk to people and stuff. He waved at my sister. We're pretty sure.
Did he roast anybody?
No, not too bad. He did.
Damn.
He kept doing this joke where he'd be like talking about like, oh, back in my day, or like acting like a hipster and stuff, and he would like pretend to smoke a cigarette and like say something and kind of bounce a little bit.
Yeah. A lot of people regard him as like one of the legends,
Yeah,
like,
he's definitely like
a lot.
One of the like standard names when you're talking stand up. But it's surprisingly a lot of people don't know that he did stand up.
Yeah, that's because he's been on mainstream television for 20 years now.
Yeah,
doing
all kinds of stuff with Whose Line Is It Anyway and Price Is Right now. Drew Carey show before that.
Didn't he do Family Feud for a little bit?
I don't know.
Am I mistaken? I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Fuck it. So it was a lot of fun. It was definitely tiring. It was a long thing. I didn't win anything. Sorry, people. I can't buy you nothing.
Didn't you say the guy next to you won like a ridiculous amount of shit though?
Yeah, he won it was funny because his fiance brought him there as a surprise, and they mentioned that to the producer, and he ended up getting called up, and he bid the correct amount on GoPros. It was like 2 GoPros and like a bunch of accessory things for the GoPros. Like a chest mount, that kind of thing. He bid right on that and got that, and then he went up and he won his game. I forget what his game was. I think it was just like a low-high type of thing, and he won a jet ski and an ATV and a trailer that the jet ski goes on.
That's insane.
So it's pretty cool. It's like you get to like fuck around with your new GoPros on your jet ski or your ATV.
That's amazing, man. Yeah, guy won like 20-something thousand probably and shit.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. And you get to spin the wheel. If you end up like bidding correctly, you're guaranteed to get to spin the wheel. You don't win anything necessarily, but that's always like a cool moment. Something a lot of people want to do.
Yeah, when you're talking like game shows, I mean, Price is Right is up there with like most known.
Oh,
that wheel,
definitely.
damn it. I'll say Plinko is my favorite, man. Always.
Everyone loves Plinko. Plinko's a tough one though, because that one's like all chance.
Chance, yeah. There's no strategy at all. It just looks fun as hell.
Yeah, it does look fun. I would love
what
to
isn't
play some
chance
Plinko.
fun? Everybody loves to take a risk.
So
You
that
never know. You might get nothing. You might get something.
right. So that was good, but by the time we were out of that, we were starving and we had to use the bathroom. So we like ended up going over and eating at some place. Got some like nachos and wings and stuff like that. We do stuff for the rest of the day. We went to Santa Monica, saw the pier, drove up to Griffith Observatory, and looked out over the city at night, which was pretty cool.
That's awesome, man.
And we had sort of decided, like, it's not going to make a difference if we, like, head home that night as opposed to the next morning. It's like we can sleep and then drive in the day when there's more traffic and we have less time, or since we're up, we can just drive home. It's like not too far of a drive. It's like 5 hours.
Yeah, that's not the worst.
So we were like, all right, let's get some, after we did all the Santa Monica Pier and Griffith Observatory, we're like, all right, we'll go get some food from a grocery store, eat it at the place, and then we'll just bounce out after that. So we get there. I parked the car so that we can just load it up once we're done eating. And I'm doing the lock. I get it open, and I'm coming in, and I see that handyman type of dude that was there before. He's standing in his doorway grilling us as we're coming in.
Huh.
So we like,
who the fuck are these people?
So I kind of like wave hi, and he kind of nods or whatever and goes back in. And then we go into the apartment and we start setting our stuff down. And all of a sudden there's a knock on the door. And I'm like,
okay.
I can guess who this is.
Here he goes. Yeah.
So I open it up, and it's the lady from before and the guy that was standing in the doorway. Now they're sitting there, and they're like,
Double team.
Yeah, they're like, hi, we want to know how you know our tenant. And I was like,
Huh.
I know her. I'm not really sure what to tell. I know her. I'm not giving this guy any information that he fucking doesn't
necessarily need.
Yes. So he's like, well, I need you to write down your name for me. And I was like, I'm not gonna do that.
You want my social security while I'm at it?
Yeah, right. So he was like, well, I'm the building manager, and I need to know who's in my building. And I'm like, no, I absolutely understand that. Like, that's legitimate. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I can agree with him there. But since I booked this through Airbnb, he should really contact his tenant to find out what's going on rather than me.
Yeah.
Because I don't really know who you are. You could be who you say you are. You could not be who you say you are. Like, I'm supposed to only deal with this person through Airbnb. So
Yeah.
So
That's
he's
the
like,
agreement.
I need your name, and I was like, I'm not giving you my name, and I'm stupid me. I'm still wearing my fucking Price is Right name tag. And the lady goes, his name's Jesse. She points at my fucking shirt, and I'm like, you caught me, all right. And I like pulled it back, and I'm like, yep, my name's Jesse. And he's like, all right, can you write down your name? And I was like, all right. And I grabbed the paper and pen from him, and I wrote Jesse, and I handed it back to him. And he's like, no, your full name. And I was like, I'm not gonna do that. So we're in this, and I'm not saying this because he was Mexican, but we're in a bit of a Mexican standoff. But I
happened to be Mexican.
He basically wanted to find out. He wanted proof that I was allowed to be there. So I was like, he said, show me proof that you're allowed to be here. And I was like, okay, and I pulled up my Airbnb app, and I pulled up the reservation, and I showed it to him with a picture of his tenant, with the address, with the dates, with the amount I paid, and that was pretty much sufficient for him. He asked if he could have pictures of it, and I said, sure. And he's like, is your name anywhere on here? And I'm like, no, dude, fuck off. Like,
Yeah.
you're not getting my name. Like, it's not.
That's more than enough info. Like, that's proof that you've interacted with the actual tenant. Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, take it up with her from this point on.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
So it was that was interesting. I basically, after I showed them the Airbnb app, they were like, okay, and I told them like, hey, we're not even staying. We're literally leaving after we eat. And they were like, no, you can stay. And it's like, oh, thanks, because you're making me feel so fucking welcome.
Yeah.
We were gonna leave anyway. We had decided that when we were like at the pier, we figured it was be a better drive to come home and sleep in our own beds anyway. Since we weren't gonna do anything the next day. Yeah. So that was we ate our food, we packed up, and we left, and it was a nice place. But that weird interaction with tell your fucking landlords if you're doing Airbnb.
Yeah.
You gotta let 'em
don't
in on
fucking
it.
take the risk. Yeah.
The person was nice enough when I contacted them and let them know that like something had happened with the landlord. They wanted to know some of the details, and I let them know what was up. So hopefully in the future, that person figures the shit out a little bit.
Yeah. Lets their landlord know what's good.
I gave them a good review though, because the place was
well.
nice.
That's decent of you. Yeah. I mean, after all, it was nice. It's not their fault that the landlord went, hey, unless they didn't tell them they were doing Airbnb. But I mean, that's between them.
Yeah, that's what I figured. That's not really my problem.
Yeah.
Keep my
At
name out
least
your
you didn't get
mouth,
kicked out
landlords.
midway. That would be terrible if you went and then like the day one they're like, oh no, you can't be here. Sorry, you gotta go.
Right. It was day 2 of 2.
Day 2 of 2. Yeah.
Oh,
Made it the
man.
majority of the way. Well, let's get into this week's news.
Absolutely. What do we got going on?
Our first gem here comes courtesy of Florida, of course, the lawless state that it is. Goddamn beautiful fucks. So it's also a throwback. In episode 19, Mr. Miyagi Has a Dream, we had talked about somebody getting robbed over a nugget.
Oh yeah, I do remember this. It was we were talking about how many nuggets is worth getting robbed over, like versus sharing.
Yeah. What's in the proper amount that you would risk it for?
I think we agreed anything over a 5-piece, you have to give some up.
Yeah. Well, if you had some nuggets, I mean, you might get a little thirsty, and maybe that's what happened with this guy. Maybe he held up somebody for a nugget previously, but now what he's in trouble for is stabbing a person in the face over a goddamn juice box.
Allegedly stabbing, from what I understand.
Allegedly.
He
claims
says
that he
doesn't.
only hit him with his fist, but the gentleman apparently has quite the
Sharp
injury
fists.
to his lower left jaw and is permanently disfigured, which, I don't know. Unless the guy's like Mike Tyson and just like wreck the guy's face and jaw at the same time. I don't know.
I got super sharp knuckles.
Oh, man. Come on.
Like razor blades.
God. In St. Johns County, 18-year-old Tavidge the Savage Tobler.
Does it say the Savage?
It doesn't, but that's what his new name is. We're dubbing him this. Tavidge? Who the fuck? I've never heard that name before. Have you?
I think they named him that to give him the moniker
He was-
of the Savage.
He was raised in a mentality. You can't blame him. They took him in on Tuesday after responding to a residence on Herbert Street in St. Augustine, where the victim was found seriously injured.
Yeah, sounds like it. Stabbed to the face.
I don't think
I'd
it was
call
a
that
fist.
serious.
I mean, the article's pretty vague. I'm not going to lie. There's nothing about recovering a weapon or anything. It seems like, story against story. But either way, a Minute Maid fruit punch juice box is not worth taking another person's life or attempting to.
I'll say it.
In my book.
I'll say it now, like I said it last time. I want to live in a world where we can find Minute Maid juice boxes scattered about. as readily.
I'm still saying
As
no.
chicken
We're not
nuggets.
in that world. I've seen it. I've seen a juice box on the ground, and I wouldn't drink it.
They usually get popped and ran over if that's the case.
I've seen full drinks on the... You never know. You never know. Somebody could have uncapped it somehow without breaking the seal, or God knows.
Just bit off a corner.
Oh.
So Tavage here doesn't... He claims he's innocent.
He claims he's innocent, but the law disagrees as they are charging him with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
Oh, man. Deadly.
Yeah.
And if he says it's his fist, I guess that makes his fist a deadly weapon.
He's not even a teen. He's an 18-year-old man that stabbed a middle-aged man.
They were roommates, correct?
Yes. Yep. Which, what are you doing living with an old guy in the beginning anyway?
Maybe that's where all this is starting. And I don't know. You thieve someone's Minute Maid, maybe you do deserve a sock in the jaw. Not to get stabbed, but like...
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he did steal the juice box.
That's my take on it.
I'm completely overlooking that. Yeah, he stole the juice box. You're right. A thief does deserve some type of retaliation.
Comeuppance. He's getting them. Getting his comeuppance.
Man.
Now, I would say someone who's like just hates any sort of thievery that goes on would be Captain America. Wouldn't you agree?
Of course, Captain America would hate that.
Now,
It stands for all justice.
Now, interesting development up in San Jose, which isn't too far. Actually, that's where I drove this morning to go drop someone off at the airport.
Oh, shit, yeah.
San Jose councilman is sworn in with a trusty Captain America shield.
Ooh, he got some flair going on.
Now, this shield is so shiny. It looks like it's photoshopped into this picture, but I guarantee you it's real.
It's real.
Lon,
Now, is it a real quality metal one?
it is a, like, movie, what do they call them? Replica?
Oh, like a replica?
Yeah. It's not like a toy one that you would just, like, get at, like, Toys R Us. It's something that it's, like, actual
Collectible.
Metal. Like,
Yeah,
it's a metal
collectible
fucking
piece
shield.
of memorabilia. Yeah.
So he's getting
that's
sworn.
legit.
He's getting sworn in. There's a picture. We might post that up on some social media to give him some props here. He looks pretty badass. He's a
He does.
He's a self-proclaimed comic book geek and proud of it. And
Hell yeah.
he wants. He tweeted out, whatever gets people to pay attention to local government more.
That's where it
what
starts
he's
to
hoping.
make change. Yeah.
He's gonna hang this sucker up on his wall though, because I guess it was chilling in his closet for a bit.
What? That's no place for that kind of shield.
So yeah, now it's gonna be in the office once he's all settled in there. Lon Deep. I hope it's deep or dipe, or maybe dep.
Deep. Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty neat. We got our own Captain America up here in San Jose.
Well, they should send that guy over to you in Fresno.
That's not too far. He might be able to get
Yeah.
down there.
I mean, I don't know if is that above? Wait, is that above you, Captain America?
It's inland more. It's the valley near It's on the other side of Highway 5.
Well, they need to send that guy down to Fresno, because down there we have a man who is causing quite the ruckus.
What do we got going on in Fresno?
A 58-year-old man, Richard Garcia, was taken into custody on suspicion of arson and assault with a deadly weapon. Just like the news story I just covered.
Jeez.
I like the violence, apparently. I don't know. I always seem to get the ones that are brutal.
You're high intensity.
Yeah, thank you. I like that. That's a nice way of labeling it. So anyway, this guy basically ends up hitting his brother-in-law in the head with a crowbar, and also hit his sister at the same time.
Damn.
Who married the guy. Then he
crowbars
grabbed
just
the
laying
hammer and
around?
started hitting him. Yeah, and then he grabbed the hammer and started hitting him. And after running around with that, he found a kitchen knife. And then he started chasing him all over the goddamn place.
Oh, man.
Apparently they separated, they split up, they figured, hey, we have way better of a chance of surviving if we split up. He can't get both of us at the same time, at least. So anyway, somehow this crazy bastard let them both escape. He didn't even know. He starts a fire in the house, and then the cops show up, and he's just sitting out on the porch, waiting for him, cutting himself.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Something out of a
total
horror
psychosis. Yeah, man. Yeah. And this all started because he had bummed a cigarette and he had felt that it was an inadequate cigarette.
Now, I don't believe they go into any detail as to what that really means.
I mean, the backstory could be his house and maybe the guy gave him like some rollie and he knows he has like a real cigarette. Like, who knows? You know? There
Gives
could be
him
something
a
deep
Virginia
about it.
Slim.
I'm only imagining, man. This sounds like some serious, like, hillbilly shit almost.
Yeah, it's a lot over a cigarette. I would say that's a bit of an overreaction.
Yeah, man. People are getting whacked with crowbars and hammers. The house is gone. Motherfucker's slicing himself.
Bleeding on
Dude,
the front
there's more
porch of a
cigarettes.
raging fire.
Dude, go to the store, like get a cigarette. Damn.
Oh man.
Now you got nowhere to sleep.
That's terrifying. It's straight out of a horror movie. There, you got a murderous person and a house fire, which I'm sure that's on a lot of people's lists.
I mean, maybe this goes into the theory: don't bum. You know, if somebody asks for a cigarette, don't give it to him. Maybe maybe that would have eliminated the whole thing. Maybe he was like, oh no, I don't have any. Maybe this could have been prevented.
No cigarette's better than an inadequate cigarette.
Yeah, true. I mean, shit. If it sets off a fucking cycle like this,
it's like Mousetrap. It's like that game Mousetrap. It's like first you got to give that guy an inadequate cigarette, and then he'll run and start a fire, and that fire will then spread throughout the house. It's like a fucked up game of Mousetrap.
Yeah, dude, this house is smoldering in the photo provided on the article. Courtesy of the Los Angeles Times.
Oh, man. Fresno, calm down. It's just
Calm
a
down,
cigarette.
Fresno. You're too turned up.
So, if you're afraid of things, this is probably a terrifying news segment for you, because we got the house fires. We got murderous people with crowbars and knives. We now got funnel web spiders. Anyone got fear of spiders out there?
I hate spiders, man. Fuck them.
Australia's looking for you guys to go and catch these deadly funnel web spiders.
Oh, that seems like a easy task.
Oh, hell.
Safe.
Well, let's get into what exactly a funnel web spider is. First off, I'll give my favorite quote from the article. Large fangs and acidic venom make the bite very painful. Noting a major bite can cause death within an hour if left untreated.
Oh, nice. Quick.
So I don't want to be an alarmist, but I mean, these are like tarantula-looking spiders with huge fangs. They're nocturnal. They burrow. Reason that here, I'll quote the article here. The Australian Reptile Park that wants people to go out and catch these funnel web spiders is the country's sole supplier of funnel web venom for antidote producers, and they've been producing this anti-venom since 1981. They rely on the public to hand in spiders that are milked for venom used to produce the antidote. It's like a bunch of cow spiders out on a field. You gotta go milk them. That'd be a horrible job.
Fuck yeah, dude. Oh man. Well, I mean, at least it's something good that they're asking people to risk their lives for. Does it pay well?
Oh no, this is completely volunteer.
Oh fuck you.
They're just hoping that people are, they said that it's as easy as just getting an appropriate jar and a wooden spoon, and you can flick them into the jar.
What if they're dead? If they're dead, how about that?
I don't think it works.
Probably want to kill that motherfucker.
Yeah, you'll probably stomp it if I saw something like that.
Shoot at it. They're big enough to shoot.
So
get close.
They said it's fairly safe to catch them if you know what you're doing and you have a jar and a
fairly.
spoon. But I'm not going to get within a spoon's length of a fucking funnel web spider.
You say fairly, and I think of you have a fair chance of surviving this.
If you get treatment within an hour,
you have a fair chance of dying doing this.
And
Either way.
And Australia's pretty, wide open. So if people do get bit, I hope it's not an hour drive to the nearest town.
Yeah, you'll be on the fucking cusp of death, and you just show up.
Australia has had 2 funnel web spider attacks in 2 weeks. One of them involving a woman bitten by a spider while she was asleep. They're attacking you in your sleep.
Fuck. Oh, God.
No, but nobody
now
has died
I'm paranoid
from...
when I go to Australia and sleep there. I'll never want to go there and sleep. Ugh.
Yeah, they're nocturnal, so that's when they're going to get you. Nobody's died from a bite of a funnel web spider since the anti-venom program began in 1981. So it's important. It's a catch-22. It's like, face your fears, or else if it bites you, you might die, because if they don't have the venom. It's like one of those weird things where it's like, what if they urge people to catch these spiders, and then they're unsuccessful, and they all get bit, and they use up all the anti-venom?
Yeah, they're like, oh, fuck. Oh, you guys are boned.
It's like we should have only told professionals.
Spider wranglers.
So if you're terrified of and they're burrowers too. They're the type that live in the ground, so you could just walk out and all of a sudden funnel web spider.
Oh, fuck that, man. They probably jump.
Right?
Fucking God. Well, let's move on to another fear of mine specifically. This isn't even really a news story as much as it is like, fuck.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a posting of what I'm talking about here, which is this guy in Utah was just having a good old time skiing on Mount Timpanogos. Well, usually when you're skiing, I mean, you have more experience on the mountain than me with snowboarding. You follow tracks, apparently.
Yep.
Well, he was following tracks, and he thought he saw, a nice-sized jump. Well, apparently, it was a nice-sized jump, but it was a cliff, and it was 152 feet.
Oh, shit.
He tries to, skid sideways and stop, but there's no stopping the momentum he has, man, and he goes down all the way. And miraculous, I don't know how much snow was at the bottom. There must have been at least, it looks like 5 feet or so, 4 or 5,
okay,
around there. This guy is fine. He says he doesn't even have a bruise. He did break some of his gear. He lost a helmet and broke a helmet, and he lost his ski, which took him 5 hours to recover.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But apparently he continued skiing after he found it.
That video is insane, though.
Oh my God, that's why we're talking about this does us no justice. We're gonna post this on all of our social media because it is insane. The fact that this guy just he hits and then he turns the camera and he's like, whoa, that just fucking happened.
Yeah. He's like, I think he says thank you.
Yeah, I think he says thank you. You're right. He's so smooth
point
about it too. He's like, what is he? He's like, oh fuck, when he flies off, but he's not screaming or anything, and it's just like poof, and he's like, thank you.
Yeah, and he's thanking the Lord or science or snow from
Jesus
earlier.
Christ, save this motherfucker.
Fucking or that snowfall
Jesus,
from
take
the
the
night
skis.
before. Yeah, right. He's lucky that they got a storm front moving in. Is what he's lucky for.
Holy shit, dude! The page I have up right now is just a gif of it on repeat, just fucking going over and over the moment he flies off to hits, and then it goes back to the top. Oh man. I hate heights, so this is fucking terrible for me.
Yeah, I'm definitely afraid of heights when it comes to that kind of stuff, falling. I don't like looking over the edges of buildings.
Yeah, I fucking hate that. Oh.
That kind of stuff. A lot of people, along with being afraid of spiders, heights, murderous, crowbar-wielding men, and fires, if we haven't covered all the bases on this episode, rats and creepy crawlies.
We got the creeps coming on.
Giving them the creeps. So what we got on this story is a California restaurant which gave a receipt to a woman showing a discount for $30.95 for seeing a rat.
Oh, okay. For seeing a rat, where was it? Was it in the kitchen? The
woman spotted the rat around near her feet at the bistro.
Okay.
This took place in Folsom, California. We got a lot of California stories today.
Yeah, what's going on, Callie?
Yeah. Well, I guess the owner says because of the weather we've been having, which has been like a lot of rain, that it must have ran in from outside. And, it's not like they're infested with rats. He's trying to say like it came out, or it came into like get out of the rain, and that they got it out of there.
Okay, yeah, they're just trying to fucking beat the elements.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean the lady got a $30, discount on her bill for seeing a rat. I'm wondering what a cockroach gets you. Is that like 15 or is that only like 5?
I would feel like that's even worse because they could be anywhere. And if there's one, I guess rats are probably the same way too. If there's one, there's more.
Rats drag their balls across stuff.
Fuck.
That's the gross thing about the rats.
Are teabagging the whole fucking restaurant.
The whole place has been teabagged by the rats.
But isn't a cockroach doing the same thing too? I mean, aren't they like dragging ass?
Cockroaches, I think
they don't really have balls.
They're probably pooping everywhere. That's the big issue with them. They're
rats though.
Yeah,
This is an argument that can go on and on and on.
Oh
Infinite fucking.
There's a lot of gross things you can find in
What's
a
more
restaurant.
disgusting, a rat or a fucking?
But we're talking about what gets you the biggest discount, people. If you're gonna say you saw something, say you saw a moose in the kitchen, see what that gets you.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, if a rat costs $5 at the pet shop and you bring it and you get $20 off your meal, that's a good investment.
Oh, okay. So we're planting rats now, are we?
Yeah, why not? I mean, use it. It's like a coupon in your own form.
I brought this rat. I was wondering if you would honor this as a coupon.
Yeah, this rat here, he was under the table. Why did you have a rat cage?
I was hoping to exchange him for a 2-for-1 entree. That's not how that works.
And your finest bottle of bubbly.
Right. So yeah, if you see some rats, you know what? Tell the owner. You might get some money knocked off your bill.
Yeah. Hey, fuck yeah. And even if they can't find it, I mean, you can just go into the, hey, are you calling me a liar?
Right. So the old fly in the soup. Bring a rat to the restaurant.
Rat to the restaurant. I say it's pretty easy.
I'm not. I mean, I'm not about to handle the rat with giant, like, pea-soaked balls, fucking while I'm eating. That's the only hard thing about exchanging it for the rat discount. If you're bringing your own.
Yeah.
Because then you gotta hold. Then you gotta hold the fucker. Because like you said, you can't bring a cage. It's too obvious.
Well, yeah. Get a nice trench coat and put him in your pocket. You got to pick out the most docile one, the one that's like sleeping.
Fill your pants with rats. You gotta wear normal jeans, ankled off with rubber bands, and then some parachute pants filled with rats.
Filled with rats, and then you just cut the rubber bands when you get in there and shake a leg.
Shake them. Just get in there.
Shake them off.
I would love a tour of your kitchen. Just shake. So I think that pretty much rounds out the news. We're still kind of keeping with the small mammal family, though, from what I understand.
Oh, we are. We're gonna move up to the giant marmot. February 2nd is Groundhog's Day. A lot of people don't know much about Groundhog's Day. It's a weird tradition. It's like, where the fuck did this come from? We rely on the info of a critter coming out of the ground and blah, blah, blah. Well, the way it works, generally, an Americanized view anyway, if the groundhog comes up, if he sees his shadow, he's going to go back in his hole. And we have 6 more weeks of winter. If it's cloudy, he'll come out of his hole and wander around and whatnot. And that's supposed to signal that we're going to have an early spring.
That was always my general understanding of it.
Yeah, that's the general, what we do. Now this dates back, the earliest reference I can find in America is 1841. A shopkeeper wrote in a diary about it. Back then, Candlemas Day was celebrated, which is a German. It comes from German tradition. It's a Christian holiday, but it's also a weather prediction holiday.
Okay.
It was a big day for weather prediction.
Probably for the crops and harvest and stuff, since that was probably important.
Yeah. But in America, 1841, the storekeeper writes a note about it, that the towns, which was filled with a lot of German immigrants, used the groundhog.
Which they called groundhogs.
Yeah. They celebrated it, and the groundhog came up and went back down, another nap, and they declared that there would be a long winter.
Oh, no, I thought they were calling the German immigrants groundhogs.
Oh, well,
it's not like
God
a derogatory
I'm sure
term.
that was slang back then. Who knows?
It's not a derogatory term for
Damn
German
groundhog.
immigrants.
Is that? I don't know. It could be.
Groundhogs.
Are you starting something?
We're a
We
bunch
didn't
of
start that.
We're a bunch
not
of
like
groundhogs.
that. We're not like that. I swear.
Well, we're German, so we'd be groundhogs.
Yeah.
We can say.
Oh yeah,
it
we can't be like
technically.
that. Yeah, technically.
We can say it. They can't.
All right, let's get out of that. That's iffy territory.
Dig ourselves out of that groundhog hole.
Dig us out of that hole. So, in this holiday, we figured we would make a fun game out of it. And now, since I've been put up to bat twice, it's time for Jesse to be put up at bat. And I have prepared a great little game show here. And I have a series of questions that are going to help educate us all on the background of the biggest star of Groundhog's Day, Punxsutawney Phil. Now, there's generally around 20 that I could find national like groundhogs between the United States and Canada that are like well known or official Groundhogs Club.
Okay.
But of course, Phil is the one we know most. He was made famous in the '93 film with Bill Murray, Groundhog's Day.
I remember that movie.
Yeah.
Like
Of
it
course,
was
everybody
yesterday.
remembers it.
And the
I
day
feel like
before.
that's why everybody knows Groundhog's Day. It seems like it's gotten way more popular since then, and that's why everybody knows that Punxsutawney Phil. I mean, it's like, why? I couldn't find any other reason why it was like one groundhog was superior to them all.
Yep. It was.
Punxsutawney
What
Phil.
separated one from the rest?
Yes. But seeing as there's so many, I figured they all have weird-ass names. They're all just unique.
Yeah.
My first question for you, Jesse.
All right, I'm ready. Bring it on.
Which of the following are not true United States groundhogs?
Okay.
General Burgard Lee, Pawnee Polly, Buckeye Chuck, or Dunkirk Dave?
So it's one of those?
One of those are not a true groundhog that represents Groundhog's Day.
Okay.
Groundhog Day.
What was the name of the second one? Because I'm kind of between the second and the fourth right now.
Okay, I'm going to do them all again.
Okay.
General Burgard Lee,
Okay.
Pawnee Polly, Buckeye Chuck, or Dunkirk Dave?
Okay, I'm kind of between Paulie and Dave right now. I know that there's a place called Pawnee, but I don't know about a place called Dunkirk. I'm gonna go Dunkirk Dave is not the real.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jesse.
Oh no!
Incorrect. You are incorrect.
That sucks.
Dunkirk Dave is from Dunkirk, New York.
Oh really? Okay.
Buckeye Chuck is from Marion, Ohio. General Beauregard Lee is from Little Bern, Georgia.
Okay.
And Pawnee Polly I made up because of Pawnee, the fictional town
Damn
in
it!
Parks and Rec.
I thought that was. I think it's real. I think it's a real town.
There might be a real Pawnee, but yeah, I just made it up because of that.
Oh man! All right.
He's not on the registered list of groundhogs that I could find too. So.
All right, you got me.
Yeah,
All right.
I got you on number one. I figured that was an odd one.
Yeah, that was good.
There's a lot of odd names, honestly. New York has an odd amount. There's actually quite a few in New York. Dunkirk Dave. We have Holtzville Hal, I should say. Melbourne Mel. Staten Island Chuck. You can't forget him. My next question for you is quite a weird one. How old is Phil? Now, A, 2 years old. B, 20 years old. Or C, immortal.
Okay. So is this a trick question where
I have no comments anymore. I can't give you any hints. That's pre-written in the contract here.
All right, I'm gonna walk the listeners through my mental paces here. Punxsutawney Phil could be immortal just because it's a character rather than an actual physical creature. That's what I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna say he's immortal because it's like it's a rotating thing. It's like Batman.
And that's your final answer.
That's my final answer. It's like Batman or James Bond, Punxsutawney Phil.
You are correct. All right, we're looking 1-1 right now. All right, it's pulling back, people. We've got to come back. All right, this question leads into the next one, which is, how is Phil immortal?
Okay. Is it... I'm gonna...
This is multiple choice.
Oh, it's multiple choice. Okay.
Now, is it proper diet and exercise? Is it the power of your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ? Or a magical elixir?
You know what? I'm gonna say it's trying to go with a positive message, getting people to diet and exercise. I'm gonna say that's how he stays immortal.
That is incorrect.
What?
That is incorrect.
What?
Now,
What?
Punxsutawney Phil is kept by a tight group of people, and they are called the Inner Circle. Most notable, these people are known by their douchey top hats and tuxedos. I'm sorry I added that. Basically, what they do is they make a Groundhog punch every year in the summer, and they celebrate Phil, and they make him take a sip.
So it's this fucking elixir.
Yep, it keeps him alive for another 7 years, when the general lifespan of a groundhog is only 6 years.
Huh. Okay. You got me there. I need this elixir.
So generally, we don't know how many Phils there have been, but to the public, they want us to accept that there's only been one Phil, and he is immortal.
Okay. All right. I'm 1 for 2, or 1 for 3 right now.
You're one... Yep. Yeah, 1 of 3, yeah. 1-2, basically, scorekeeping.
Yep.
You had me fucked up for a minute. So,
Fractions,
being an immortal
yeah.
character, Phil, he gets some... He's pretty... he gets around. He's pretty famous, right? I mean, I'm going to give you a list of people for this next question. And you're going to tell me what public figure here has Phil not met.
Okay.
Now, A, we have Oprah Winfrey. B, we have Ronald Reagan. C, we have Jeff Goldblum. D, we have Bam Margera.
Ooh. Okay, I'm saying this is probably... I'm going to say Oprah definitely met him. Reagan probably met him. Jeff Goldblum and Bam Margera. That's where you're tripping me up here. Because one is a bigger star...
Yep.
And one is like a skater who's also from Pennsylvania.
Yep.
From what I understand.
Convenient.
So yeah, I'm gonna say Jeff Goldblum.
You're correct. Bam Margera had met Phil April 10th, 2005, while filming the series Viva La Bam. He had a whole show dedicated. I think he actually put on an event. Like, on a day adjoining Groundhog Day.
Huh. Okay.
So, yeah. Ronald Reagan, they actually brought Phil to the White House to visit him in 1986.
Oh,
and
wow.
he also appeared on the Oprah Winfrey Show in 1995. My next question is not related to Phil. This is a throw-off.
Okay.
This is a true or false. On Groundhog's Day in Texas, they do not use a groundhog, but an armadillo.
So, true or false, armadillo in Texas instead of a groundhog. I'm going to say yeah, that sounds like it because they are native to Texas.
You're correct.
Yeah!
They do. They do. Groundhogs are not in Texas, so it would be hard to bring one in and stage a fake hole and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
Now,
so wait, they don't have groundhogs at all in Texas?
They don't have groundhogs at all in Texas.
I've never really, I visited once or twice to Texas, but I would assume that the armadillos are more plentiful.
Yes. Oh, they're everywhere. And if you hit one, they'll flip your car.
Oh, jeez.
Like, yeah,
it's like a little rock.
Yeah, because they're armored and like they could be like you'll probably still kill them, but like they're hard, you know.
Jeez.
Yeah. And to give you the fun info, Bee Cave Bob is the armadillo that is currently Texas's mascot for this.
Cool.
Yeah, he's a neat little creature. Armadillos are fucking cool looking, man. They're weird
they are. They're
anteaters with turtle shells.
Little desert dwellers.
Now, Phil's been at it for 120 some odd years, doing his predictions. What is the percentage that you think Phil has correctly predicted?
Oh.
So, A, 12%. B, 39%. C, 74%. And D, 100% of the time.
Huh. I'm gonna say this is a real shot in the dark. I mean, this isn't another bogus one where it's just like he's immortal, and it's like, oh, he's always right. If we're gonna go with a real statistic, I'm gonna say he would only be right 39% of the time. B.
You are correct!
Oh man! Out of nowhere.
Disregarded to the inner circle who claims that Phil is 100% correct. In true statistics format, he is only 39% correct.
That's what I figured. 74 I thought was a little high. 12 was probably a little low because then people would stop paying attention.
Yeah, which kind of helps me back. In 2010, PETA suggested an idea where they replace him with a robotic Groundhog. I support it. At least that motherfucker would know what's up.
It's taking their jobs, man. You're gonna automate the
good jobs.
They're gonna automate the Groundhog jobs too.
Yeah.
They're gonna put them all out of work.
Was that a tie right there?
I got no. I'm way ahead right now. I could lose this last one and I'm still good.
Wait, so you're 4-2?
I'm 4-2. This last one's just for fun.
He won. This last one's for fun.
This last one's for the listeners.
Punxsutawney Phil comes along with a wife named Phyllis.
Oh shit!
And they also have a daughter. Now, I want you to pick the daughter's name. A, Felicia. B, Penny. C, Polly. D, Pamela.
I'm going to say it's not Pam. I'm going to say bye, Felicia. I'm going to go Penny. Penny sounds right.
Is that your final answer?
Final answer.
It doesn't matter, but you're wrong.
Ah, sorry, listeners. I lost that one
out.
for you.
It doesn't matter. You got the championship. You lost, but you lost the last one. It's cool. It's good.
Sweet.
It's good. You go home a winner today.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, this is just the first trial for me. I still got another holiday game show coming up.
Yeah, you're next to bat still to make it even. Because I started off on a celebrity death game, which I believe I won. And then I didn't win
that one.
on my follow-up. On
Martin Luther King I Have a Dream speech.
Yeah.
So you're 1-0. Now I'm 1-1, or well, 1, I guess. Just 1.
Yeah, 1. Just 1-0. Yeah, I guess you can say it either way.
Yep.
I'm gonna make the next one a lot harder then. You hit this one out of the park.
Sweet.
You won it before you had to.
I'm down for the challenge.
And I think that wraps up our show. Check us out, people. Well, first off, thank you. Thank you for listening. That's what I wanted to say first.
Yeah.
How rude
as
of me.
always.
How rude of me. Thank you for tuning in, for any download that you have downloaded, for checking out the social media.
Whether or
We
not
love
it's on Podcast Addict or wherever you're getting us from, iTunes,
Google, so on and
all
so on.
that shit.
Let us
we're
know
on
what you
Google
think.
Play now.
Yeah, we are on Google Play now. We should make a post about that to let the people know. It's an
Absolutely.
alternative to any other podcast that you have. Make it easy.
If you're already using Google Play Music, makes it easy.
Yes. So check out our social media. Our main hub, AmericanSlackerPodcast.wordpress.com. If you also want to check us out on Facebook or Instagram, American Slacker Podcast.
We're also on Twitter and Reddit as AMER SLKR Podcast. That's AMER SLKR Podcast. And we also have our Patreon going. If you guys want to check that out, it's a way that you can interact with us, get a little bit more out of the show, and it's a way for you to support anything that you find awesome about what we're doing.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And also, if you want to get with us individually, we have our personals. On Instagram, you can get me at MWG Media.
And on Instagram, I'm Landers the Plane.
Yeah. So you have another way to let us know what you think about what we're putting out there.
Hell yeah.
Alrighty, people. Until next time, that's it.
There you go. Like it was yesterday, and the day before, 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 and the day before.